I do also think that this is kind of reaffirming the need for that 165-pound division, the changing of 170 to 175 and simply doing a 10-pound gap between. It's nice to see more fighters playing with the division that they fight in, so fighters going up, fighters going down. It's interesting. It makes for more compelling fights. We obviously want to see the divisions work through, and you want to see those top 10 guys fight them top 10 guys. But in this era of everyone trying to get the super fight and everyone trying to, be the next Conor McGregor in terms of the way they promote themselves, and some people, they're getting the opportunity, but not necessarily when they should be, but they've marketed themselves so well. This is a great way for guys who are a little bit more, I don't want to say timid, but they're just more reserved with the way they market themselves, to get themselves involved with some really great matchups, to get themselves mixing up with top 10 guys, and to see where they're at, to really start experimenting with, should I fight up here? Should I fight down there? Should I stick at this weight class? Can I fight over 2 weight classes? It also stops things going stagnant. You get into that top 5 position and everyone who's minus top 15 wants to fight you because they want a ranking. No one in the top 10 wants to touch you because if they lose to you, they're going to drop down. You don't want to fight anyone minus top 15 because it's too risky for you. You risk going down. This loss for Wonderboy is a bad loss. There was nothing wrong with his last ones. Lost to the champ. Yeah, that happens, right? Then lost to Till. Not ideal, but he stayed in the top 5. He was ranked number 4 from that point, and everyone kind of thought, well, give Wonderboy 2 more wins, especially with new Usman as the champion, and he'd be right back in that mix. Unfortunately, this loss, I think, is a bit harder on him. Devastating fashion. You got knocked out, Stephen. Knocked out cold, and by a very interesting technique, by the guy who knocks people out with interesting techniques. He didn't knock you out with a straight, clean left hand, back leg kick to the head. He knocked you out with a Superman hook, which looked like it came off the cage. In the replay, you see he doesn't bounce off of the cage from the side kick. It wasn't quite that spectacular, but still pretty spectacular. So, Thompson's got a long road ahead of him back up to where he was before now. Pettis, on the other hand, he gets to jump, I assume, straight into the top 10. The ranking system in the UFC is completely flawed. The way it's approached and who's in charge of making these decisions, it's beyond me. But nonetheless, it is something that gets looked at and gets referenced at. It is something that that people talk about, including the fighters. So it bears worth mentioning, you know what I mean? So another great weekend of fights. In terms of what we've got coming up, there's plenty of other great events coming. Jose Aldo is out of hospital, I've heard, this week, so that means we're going to be looking at getting that fight booked up for him. We're still looking to see where Conor McGregor's going to land. Is he going to have the fight with Cowboy? Is Cowboy getting Ala Quinta? That's another one that's been doing the rounds. What is DC doing? His birthday, I believe, has come and gone, so it's time surely now to figure out what's happening. Are we getting the Brock fight? Is John Jones moving up to heavyweight? Is it going to be a rematch with Stipe? So I think it's going to be really interesting over the next week or so. Let's see how all of these unfold, see what's coming up in the following weeks and months ahead. So yeah, looking forward to it.